Bonjour à tous et bienvenue sur French Action. Welcome to French Action, the channel where you learn French, but the channel where you can improve your French. And today, that's what it's all about, improving our writing skills. Yes, we need those writing skills because in 2 weeks' time, I think in 2 weeks' time, for those who are taking CSEC, they will have paper 2, and paper 2 is all about writing. So we have to do something about it. And I'm very excited today. Why? Because I managed to get 3 students. And I wasn't sure if I was going to do this live because you know that I always have this problem with not finding students, but I did. I managed to get 3 students today. So let's see who they are. And remember, it's not about competing, it's all about trying to learn and write the best we can so that you don't make any mistakes on the day. All right, so let's see the first person. Okay, so bonjour Raïm.
Bonjour madame.
Bonjour Raïm. Alors Raïm, thank you very much for coming. Can you say a few words about you?
Je m'appelle Rahim Don. J'ai 15 ans et je vais au collège Manchester. J'aime jouer du piano et aux échecs. Merci.
Wow, aux échecs, ça c'est bien. Okay. Then we have another person.
Bonjour madame.
Azuinage, bonjour.
Je m'appelle Azuinage Parsons. J'ai 16 ans. Je vais à Campion College et je joue au volleyball.
Okay, merci. But I try to get a girl too, so here the girl.
Bonjour madame.
Bonjour Whitney.
Je m'appelle Brittany, je vais au lycée de Manchester, j'ai 15 ans, je suis en 3e et j'aime faire de la lecture.
Ok, bon, faire de la lecture, très bien. Okay, so today we are going to focus on tenses because I asked the students what they wanted to do, and that's what they said. They said tenses, they're a bit weak at tenses, so we're going to work on that. But the way I'm going to do it, it's a bit of translation from English into French, okay? And there will be a part where we're going to, where you will need to come up with some sentences. So in this one, it's going to be a bit freer, okay? It's not a translation, but it's a dialogue that we're going to create in a way to help you with the contextual dialogue, okay? because the conceptual dialogue causes problems to many of our students, which in a way I can understand because a dialogue is supposed to be oral, but you have to write it. So we have to see how we can do the two. All right? So are you ready? Vous êtes prêts? Vous êtes prêts?
Oui, madame.
Oui, madame.
Oui? Okay.
Oui, madame.
Okay. And for our audience, what I would like to say is that if you want to write your comment, I can then correct your comments, but you'll have to log in. If you don't log in, you will not have access to the comment box, okay? So if you want to write, you're welcome, and I will look at your answers. If it's wrong, I will correct them. That's the whole idea, okay? The idea is really to improve, to practice first and improve, okay? All right, so I'm going to just come up with my first slide, okay? So before we start, I just would like to show some thumbnails, which you're going to see on French Action. Tenses in French, it's all a recap here, focusing on present, past, and future. And the future tense, we have it here. Present tense with verbs ending with ER and verbs ending with IR regular, okay? So you can have a look at that if you haven't done that yet. And then I would like to promote this, which is a 15-day French vocabulary challenge, which will start tomorrow, Monday, on my French Action Instagram. So this is French_action, okay? So you go on the Instagram and you're going to see 3 words per day or 2 expressions depending on what it is, okay? And the challenge is really to learn those words or to revise them because some of you might know them already. But what I've done, I went through all the past papers, and these are the type of words which, you know, we don't use very often, but they come up in the papers. So you need to know them. And by the end of the day, you should ensure that you know your 3 words or your 2 expressions and so on. Okay? When you finish your 15-day challenge, what's going to happen? Your exam will come. So it will be all very fresh in your mind and it should help you. Okay?
Oui, madame.
Oui, madame.
These are the 2 sentences to translate. I have been in that school for a year and I went out with my friends for my birthday on Tuesday. So let's go for the first one, please. Write your sentence in French, of course, in the comment. Okay, so can I see sentence number 1, please, guys? Raim, Azrinaj, and Brittany. While they're doing that, Christiana, bonjour, bonjour, and Arira, bonjour. So, with the first sentence, have you got a problem with the first sentence?
No, madam.
Okay, so I need to see it in the comment. I don't see your sentence in the comment. Don't forget to press enter. Okay. I don't see anything from you guys. Arira has already given her answer. Okay, Brittany, I see your answer.
But I'm typing mine, miss, but to get the accents and everything, miss, I'm getting
All
it.
right. Okay, but remember, on the day you need to make sure that you have the accents, otherwise it's going to be a problem. Yeah. All right. Okay, so I will forget the accents, but remember on the day you will need to put your accents, okay? All right, so I saw Brittany. I didn't see Azrinaj and Raim. Come on, guys. We are only on sentence number 1. Okay. Raim, you're not using the right comment. You need to write comments and not private chat. Okay. All right. Come on, guys. So my sentence is too difficult? Is it? Guys, you are putting your answers in the private chat. You need to put it in the comments. You need to click on comments, not private chat. Okay, so basically, Raim, j'avais été cela à l'école pour une année, j'avais été à l'école pour une année, and Brittany, j'avais été, bon, the same kind of things. Okay, guys, I would like to ask you, why did you put j'avais été? What tense is that?
Pluperfect.
Okay, is it pluperfect in English?
No, miss.
So why are you putting pluperfect if it's not pluperfect in English? All right, so the issue here is just to show you how in English we say something like, I have been in that school for a year. And in French, we don't have that tense, I have and been. We don't have that tense in French. Agreed?
Oui, madam.
That tense doesn't exist. So we have to think about, what does that mean? Okay? So all those who put j'avais is wrong, okay? Because that's pluperfect, and this is not a pluperfect sentence, okay? So when you say, I have been in that school for a year, can you tell me, what does that mean? Are you still in that school, or you finished with that school? What does it mean? In English, I have been in that school for a year. What does that mean?
That means you're finished with it.
If you are saying in English, I've been in that school for a year, I am still in that school. It just has started a year ago, right?
Oui, madam.
Yes. So as Giggle Galactic said, you're still in the school, right? So if you're still in the school, what is the closest tense in French you can use to convey that idea of being in that school?
Imperfect.
Sorry, what did you say?
Imperfect tense, Miss.
But you said you're still in that school.
Miss, could you use the Mr. Conditional tense, Miss? Or
Why do you want the conditional? Where is the condition there?
no.
So as Rinaj, which tense do you think it should be? I have been in that school for a year. You're still in that school.
Present continuous, Miss?
You know, the French don't have present continuous.
So
They
just
only
present.
have one present, but not
Yeah.
present continuous. Okay. So what tense would that be in French?
Present tense.
Present tense, yes. If you are still in that school, the only tense is going to be present tense. Okay. Yes. So it's going to be je suis, or I put je vais, okay, but je suis or anything like that, okay? So present tense. And then the for, how are you going to translate it? I will have to look, because I've noticed that the for, most people have put, not everybody, somebody got it right, Arira, you got it right, but most people put pour, okay? Pour is wrong here, okay? So when you have the present tense and you have a for, you will need to use depuis, okay? Do you remember that? Okay,
Yeah.
so if I say, how long have you been learning French? You would say, j'apprends le français depuis, and then the number of years. It's still present tense. Okay, I'm going to give you the answers in a minute on the next slide, but I would like you to understand how it works. Okay, so guys, anybody who didn't put present tense got it wrong. Okay, remember, I have been doing something for a period of time, is pure present tense. All right. And the next one is, I went out with my friends for my birthday on Tuesday. Now, don't think hard about it. Sentence number 2. What tense are you going to use in French?
Passé composé.
Passé composé. Okay, so I'm waiting for your answers. Oh, a few people have already done the second one. Okay. Alors, Christiana, you didn't quite translate. Oh, yes, you did actually. I obviously changed that question. So obviously I probably didn't put the right thing here. I'll see. I don't know what I've put there. I don't know what happened, but I had changed it, so I'm trying to see if I can find it. I made it a little bit more difficult. Okay, guys, I'm going to remove that and put this one. Hopefully, I've got the right one. Oh, no, it's the same one. So I don't know. I don't know what I've done. All right. So to go back to you, so that is correct to a certain point. On Tuesday is wrong, Christiana. Okay. All right. So Asrinaj, not quite, not quite, not quite. Okay. I don't understand why everybody is putting le mardi. Okay, so I think somebody got it right here. Alejandra, je suis sortie avec mes amis pour mon anniversaire mardi. That is for the second sentence. Okay, je suis sortie. Don't forget that with the past tense, sortir it takes to be. And because Alejandra must be a female, so she put an E, okay? And on Tuesday, it's just mardi, nothing else. I don't know why people tend to put le mardi. Le mardi means every Tuesday. It's not the case here, all right? So, je suis sortie avec mes amis. So, if you put ami with E, with an I or IES, I accept. And mardi, arera, yes, tapas, yes, that's correct, but not les mardis, okay? So let me show you my version. Okay, I did tell you that I had made a mistake here. I don't know how I didn't change it. So I've been in that school for a year. Je vais à cette école, or je suis à cette école depuis un an. That's the same thing. I went out with my friends for my brother's birthday. That's what I wanted to say. Because you often make mistakes. So, je suis sortie avec mes amis pour l'anniversaire de mon frère. Okay. But if you said my birthday, mon anniversaire, okay, mardi. Anniversaire is masculine and it's mon anniversaire. Okay. All right. So, let's move to two more. Oh, sorry. So, all right, I'm going to have to tell you the sentence because I don't know what I've done. It's I didn't give you the right thing. So I was so tired that I slept all day. That is the sentence. Okay, I was so tired. Let me type it for you. I was so tired that I slept all day. So guys, this sentence, I was so tired that I slept all day. So you have to put tenses twice, okay? So tell me, what tenses are you going to use there?
Past tense and imperfect tense.
So tell me, which one would that be? So I was so tired will be, when you say past tense, what do you mean exactly? Because passé composé and imperfect are both past tenses. So which one?
Passé composé and imperfect tense.
Okay, so you'd put I was so tired in the passé composé, and then I slept would be the imperfect. Is that what you're saying? Raim, what would you be saying? The same thing?
Oui, madame.
What about Azrinaj?
Oui, madame.
Okay, the three of you are wrong. All right, Laure has given the answer. J'étais si fatiguée que j'ai dormi toute la journée. Okay? So be careful here. Be careful here. I was, okay? When you have to be or to have, guys, think a little bit more about the imperfect because it's a state, okay? The passé composé is really for actions. I know dormir, you're going to think, oh, dormir is not an action, but it is an action, okay? So basically what you're saying is, I was so tired, you know, I slept all day, okay? So for me, that's how I see it. The imperfect passé composé. That's what I call the bang action, okay? Make sense? Yeah? So remember, if you have to be or to have, you need to put the imperfect, okay, more likely. But then there's an action. And I think the reason why you wanted to tell me if I'm wrong, Brittany, but I think the reason why you wanted to put the imperfect in the second part of the sentence is because of all day. Is that right? And that's the reason why I put all day. That was my trap, Brittany. It was my trap. It's not because you have all day that you can't have a passé composé. Okay? The passé composé also is used as a result or as a consequence. I was so tired. As a consequence, this is what I did. Even if it's all day. Alors, Christiana is asking, tout le jour works? No, it doesn't work. When you say all day, jour means day as well, but you're talking about, you count the day or you say it's a good day. But when you focus on the span of the day, it becomes journée. Toute la journée. But you can't say tout le jour. Okay? And it's a good thing that we can't say tout le jour because it sounds very close to tous les jours, which means every day. All right? So that's why, Christiana, toute la journée, all day long. That's how you need to learn it. Okay? Ça va? Yes?
Oui, madame.
I know, guys. All right, the next sentence. My parents went on a holiday a week ago. My parents went on holiday a week ago. All right, so when you see that, what tense comes to your mind straight away? Raim.
Passé. Oh.
Okay, okay. You said passé composé. Raim, what is your version?
Oui, madame. I would say passé composé.
You sure, Raim?
Oui, madame.
Oui, madame.
What about, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Can you explain to me why you're so confident this time that it should be passé composé?
Just because I feel like the imperfect just wouldn't fit in that.
Well, that is not a good answer for me because this one doesn't fit. You need to tell me why you chose the passé composé. Forget the imperfect. So Raim, why? Oh, yes, okay, Brittany.
Miss, I was going to say that the action of them going out, which went, it ended already. It wasn't continuous, it just stopped as they went. So
It's
I
a
would say passive.
completed action. It's a completed action. Okay? Brahim? Azminaj?
Oui,
It's a
madame.
completed action, bank action, passé composé. Always. Okay? So we've already got the answers, so I'm just going to put them there. Mes parents sont partis en vacances il y a une semaine. Merci Topaz. All right. And party, again, here to be. Okay, you have to remember that is to be because partir is a to be verb. Okay. Ok. Laure, mes parents sont allés en vacances la semaine dernière. I accept la semaine dernière. This one is I accept that. Mes parents sont allés en vacances la semaine dernière, even though you're not really translated, but it's the same idea. Okay. Kelia, mes parents sont partis en vacances il y a une semaine. That is your ago. Il y a une semaine. Il y a means there is or there are, but that is the expression. Il y a une semaine, a week ago. All right? So this is the answer now. Okay. J'étais si fatiguée que j'ai dormi toute la journée. Mes parents sont partis en vacances il y a une semaine. OK? Ça va?
Madame.
Okay,
Oui,
so now,
madame.
okay, so I'm going to move now from the translation to the little dialogue, okay? So that you can be free to write whatever you want. But now you have to think about what you're going to write, okay? So this is where you see the dots. This is where you're going to put your answers. So the person say, ah, Stéphane, c'est toi? En effet, tu as raison, ça fait 2 ans maintenant. Qu'est-ce que tu deviens? Ah bon? Depuis quand? And that's it. So this is to help you with the contextual dialogue, okay? Because contextual dialogue, you have to think a little bit more about what you're going to write, because even in English, you have to think what you're going to write. So now, to write the first answer, you need to read the whole thing, okay? So that you know what exactly the person, oh, en effet, tu as raison. You're right indeed. Oh, what about? You have to read on, okay? So this one is going to be a little bit more challenging because you have to come up with something, but let's see what you come up with for the first one. So if somebody says, ah, Stéphane, c'est toi, and then that same person says, en effet, tu as raison, ça fait bien 2 ans maintenant. What can you put there? So for the translation, Kelia and Alejandra, you need to remember il y a for ago. Alors Topaz, mais oui c'est moi, but I love that, Topaz, but the problem is that you haven't addressed the second part. En effet, tu as raison, ça fait bien 2 ans maintenant. So your answer is not complete. Ok, Laure, oui, ça fait longtemps. Okay. Okay. Can you write a bit more as well? Because you know that you have to write a certain number of words, okay? So if you say mais oui, c'est moi, it's 4 words. I don't know if you will have enough words to write your dialogue, okay? Anybody on stage? Anybody? Okay, Brittany, oui, c'est moi. Tu es mariée? Ah, that is an interesting one. Oui, okay, Brittany said already that she didn't have the accent. Oui, c'est moi. Tu es mariée maintenant. En effet, tu as raison. Ça fait bien 2 ans maintenant. It works. And Brittany, it works, doesn't it? Yes, okay. Oui, c'est moi. Tu es mariée with a little acute accent. All right. Anybody else? So here we have 1, 2, 3. Donc 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words. That's a bit better. Okay. Anybody else? No? Okay, so we move to qu'est-ce que tu deviens? Alors, qu'est-ce que tu deviens? What would you say for the second answer? Alors, qu'est-ce que tu deviens? Alors, somebody put. So you're going to repeat. Je suis mariée. Brittany? Je suis mariée, j'ai 2 enfants. Okay. It works. It does work. And the person says, ah bon? Ah bon means really? Depuis quand? Okay. So I think Brittany, you understood. You understood what to do, right?
Oui, madame.
Yeah, that's very good. Okay. Gabosani, you put depuis il y a 5 des années. I am sorry, but this sentence is incorrect. It doesn't make sense. Okay. So Aira says, je veux être hôtesse de l'air. There's no A. Hein? Je veux être hôtesse de l'air. Remember, nothing between the verb and the profession. Je veux être hôtesse de l'air. Okay. I thought you were going to say, je suis hôtesse de l'air. Laure, why did you put je me? Je me suis allée. Je suis allée à l'université pour devenir médecin. That is fine. Je suis allée à l'université pour devenir médecin. OK. Ah bon, depuis quand? OK, it can work. Alors, Gabosani, you cannot have depuis and il y a. You have to choose. Depuis quand? Depuis 5 ans. But not il y a. Okay? So, yes. All right, so I'm going to show you what I have come up with. Okay. Ah, Stéphane, c'est toi. Quelle surprise. Cela fait 2 ans que je ne t'ai pas vu. En effet, tu as raison, ça fait bien 2 ans. So that's why I put the 2 ans first, because is saying it's really 2 years now, so that's the reason why I put it before. Cela, ça fait bien 2 ans maintenant. Qu'est-ce que tu deviens? Je suis toujours à la même école et je fais partie de l'équipe nationale de volleyball. Ah bon? Depuis quand? Depuis septembre dernier. Okay? So here with the first one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 words. Okay? And here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16 words, and then 3 words at the end. This is important to think in terms of number of words because you know that you will have to write a certain number of words, and very often you don't write enough. You don't write enough because your sentences are so short that by the time you finish the activity, there's not enough words. Okay? So what do you think? I didn't put anything which is difficult in terms of tenses, for example. Okay, maybe je fais partie de, I'm part of, if you want that expression, je fais partie de l'équipe. Okay. Je fais partie de l'équipe. Équipe is a team, national team of volleyball. Okay, so that maybe, if you didn't know that. Cela fait 2 ans que je n'étais pas vue. Please learn this by heart. That could save your bacon, all right? And also starting with quelle surprise, you've already got 2 words which you can write very easily in your dialogue. Okay? So now we are going to go back. We're going to go back to translation. Okay. So have you finished writing this? Yes, you okay? So I can move now. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're changing tenses now. A fair will take place in my neighborhood on Saturday, and you will be able to come to my house when the weather is fine. Okay, this is probably easier for you. Let's see. So I hope you know the word for fair, to take place, a neighborhood, because these are words you need to know. So anybody has written something? Alors, a fair will take place in my neighborhood on Saturday. Let's look at the first sentence. Okay. Guys, you're taking too long, you know. You sure you will have enough time to finish your exam? All right, so a fair will take place in my neighborhood on Saturday. Who wants to try that one? I'm not going to bother Brittany. Brittany has already done some work, but I'm going to bother Azri, Naj, and Rahim. Azri, Naj, you want to say something?
Not yet, madam.
Rahim?
Madam, I'm almost finished typing my response.
Are you typing? Okay. I'm not seeing it as yet. Okay, I think we got the answer here. Une foire aura lieu dans mon quartier samedi. That's what I was after. Brittany, a sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with a
Full stop.
All right. Okay.
Désolée, madame.
Gabosani, you put une foire aura lieu dans mon voisinage samedi. Okay, I accept that. Okay. I will accept it, but it's not the same. Actually, I think that word was in my video on Thursday this week. It came out a few days ago, where a neighborhood has two words. You have a quartier, which is the physical thing, and voisinage is really talking about the people who are in your area. Okay, so voisinage is not quite the right word, but I don't know if CXC would have accepted it. Maybe they would, but you're talking about voisinage if you are referring to the people. Otherwise, better to write quartier. D'accord? All right, so une foire a lieu dans mon quartier samedi. All right, so that's good. And I like the fact, Brittany, that you didn't put a capital S. That's good. Okay. I remind everybody that no capital letter two days of the week. Okay, and now the second one, you will be able to come to my house when the weather is fine. So, okay, I don't know if it's Justin or Justine. Tu pourras venir à ma maison quand le temps est beau. That doesn't work, Justine. So, Brittany, tu pourras venir chez moi quand le temps est beau. That doesn't work either, Brittany. I have to say, Brittany, tu pourras venir chez moi. I'm happy with that. Topaz, quand le temps fait beau. But I don't understand. Haven't you learned how to say the weather? And don't you know that when you talk about the weather, the word weather is not used? And then the weather is not plural either. Okay. All right. Christiana, tu pourras venir chez moi quand il fait beau. Not quite. No. You see, you keep translating word for word, and that's the reason why you're making mistakes. Remember, everything which is there has a trap. Okay? And you all fall into my trap. So what is the trap here? So now nobody got the right answer. Oh la 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 la. Okay, guys, you need to remember that Christiana, why the conditional? Okay, Topaz got it. Right, tu pourras venir chez moi quand il fera beau. Quand il fera beau. You can't have, in French, you can't have future and present. It has to be future and future. In English, That's the problem. In English, you can have when the weather is fine. You're not going to have when the weather will be fine. Okay? And that's the reason why you make the mistakes, because you're translating word for word. You need to apply the rule. You need to remember that after quand, when in English we use the present tense, it is definitely future tense in French. Okay? So Christiana, fera beau, yes. Justine, quand il fait beau, I disagree. Maybe you can say it, but you can't write it like that. You have to apply the rules, okay? So remember, after when in French, you cannot have the present tense if the action hasn't taken place yet, okay? So, Anou Hasda, the same, you can't say quand il fait beau. The answer is what Topaz gave us. Tu pourras venir chez moi quand il fera beau. Très bien, Topaz. Okay. So I'm going to put my answers. Okay. A fair will take place in my neighborhood on Saturday. Une foire aura lieu dans mon quartier samedi. And Pierre, you will be able to come to my house when the weather is fine. Pierre, tu pourras venir chez moi quand il fera beau. Anybody put that? Got full marks. Okay? D'accord? Ça va?
Oui, madame.
Okay, so let's go for the other translations. As you can see, not too difficult here. You should prepare for your exams. Could you spell your name, sir? Okay. Okay, I'm going to give you this one. Could you? No, it's the same thing. Okay. There should be, could you please spell your name? Okay. Could you please spell your name? So now be careful, is could, should, okay, would. Alors, Christiana, I said you should, which is not the same as, you know, what you put. Okay. Tu dois is present tense and you should is not quite the same thing. Brittany. Why did you put the past tense, Brittany? Okay. So you wanted to say tu devrais. Okay, all right. Tu devrais préparer. Okay, now why everybody put pour? Why? In English, we say to prepare for, but in French, you don't prepare for. You prepare your exam. Okay, so prepare for is préparer in French. Okay, I think somebody has it. Tu devrais préparer tes examens. Okay, Christiana, don't forget full stop when you finish a sentence. Okay, I'm going to be on your back with that because the examiners complain that you don't use punctuation. All right, so remember, prepare for, préparer. You don't need the pour. Okay, that was part of my trap, by the way. And could you please, I missed the please out because that is the first thing I thought, and then I decided to change it. Could you please spell your name, sir? Tu devrais préparer tes examens, Gabozani. Yes, that's correct. Okay. So now we are, could you please spell your name? Actually, Brittany, I needed to say something to you about what you've written earlier. You've written, tu devrais préparer ton examen, but you can't have ton with examen in plural. What should it be?
Te.
Te, T-E-S, okay? So be careful. All right? Okay. Yes. Pourriez-vous écrire ton nom, monsieur, s'il vous plaît? There's a mistake there. There's a mistake there. What should you have put? Alors, the tense is correct. Pourriez-vous écrire? And then? Alors, Gabozani, pourriez-vous, s'il vous plaît, pourriez-vous, s'il vous plaît, yeah, I suppose you could, but we tend to put it at the end, s'il vous plaît, at the end. And again, you're putting it there because the English put it there, but pourriez-vous, s'il vous plaît, no, pourriez-vous, then the verb, whatever, s'il vous plaît, monsieur, okay? Épeler, by the way, has one P, and it's not like appeler, okay? It's épeler, which has one P. Pourriez-vous épeler? Okay, Christiana, you nearly got it right. Why prénom? Why prénom? It doesn't say first name, it says name. Alors, Anuradha, the whole sentence is wrong because you use the tu. If you have sir, you cannot have tu with the word sir. So the whole sentence is wrong, okay? Alors, pouvez-vous épeler votre nom, monsieur, s'il vous plaît? Okay, Alejandra, I'm going with that. And remember, a sentence starts with a capital letter, guys. And pouvez-vous, oh, actually, you put pouvez-vous. It's not quite right. I didn't want pouvez-vous. It's not quite pouvez-vous. I thought I had seen it, but no, I got it wrong. Anybody? Pouvez-vous épeler votre nom, monsieur? Alors, Alejandra, it would have been okay if you had put a different tense. Pourriez-vous épeler votre nom? I think is the right one. Pourriez-vous épeler votre nom, s'il vous plaît? But Christiana, where is the sir? Where is the sir? You have to be... Okay, Christiana, it would have been okay, but you missed the sir, okay? All right, let me show you what I put. So, tu devrais préparer tes examens. And for the second one, pourriez-vous épeler votre nom, s'il vous plaît, monsieur? Okay? So, that's what I put. Pourriez-vous épeler votre nom, s'il vous plaît, monsieur? Okay, Gabuzboani, you got it. A bit late, but you got it. Okay? Now, what's the difference between pouvez-vous épeler and pourriez-vous épeler? What is the difference between the two? Can anybody give me the answer to that?
Pourriez is conditional and pouvez is present.
That's correct, but why would I use the conditional here?
It's because it's...
Apart from the fact that it's a translation, even without the translation, why would I use pourriez instead of pouvez?
It's because it's like a thought, miss. So if I could, miss, so like it's not like you say can you, miss. It's like you're saying you should. Like, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's like a thought. You're expressing a thought, miss. they wouldn't really use the present tense for it.
But Raim, each time you speak, you express a thought. You express a thought. So what is particular about that thought? In this particular example, what is the function of, or why would I use the conditional?
Because he doesn't have to misspell his name.
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's asking someone to do something. Yes, but I could ask somebody to do something using the present tense. My question is, why would I use the conditional over the present? Why would I do that? Why didn't I say, can you please? No? You have to remember, guys, the conditional, you use the conditional because you are polite, guys. Okay? It's all to do with politeness. That's it. Okay? There's a difference between can you please spell your name? Could you please spell your name is politeness. So the conditional can express, and Raim, that's probably what you try to say, is that it's politeness. You're trying to be more polite by saying that. For example, isn't there a difference between I would like and I want?
Oui, madam.
Okay. If my children, when they were children, said je veux, I never used to give them anything. But when they would say je voudrais, now, different thing. Because it's more polite. Je veux is I want it now, you know, that kind of thing. Je voudrais. And that's why we teach you je voudrais in grade 7 or grade 8. We teach you je voudrais because it's more polite. We don't tell you that is the conditional at that point, but it's more polite. Okay? So that's the reason why we're using the conditional. So remember to use the conditional to show politeness. Okay? Ça va?
Oui, madame.
Okay, so now we're going to return to a little dialogue again. Okay? Voilà, so. Bonjour madame, il y a eu un cambriolage dans le voisinage. Je voudrais vous poser des questions. Qu'est-ce que vous faisiez à 19h vendredi soir? Avez-vous entendu quelque chose? D'accord, je vous remercie. Who do you think is talking?
Miss a student, miss.
Je voudrais vous poser des questions. Qu'est-ce que vous faisiez à 19h vendredi soir? Non. That wasn't the idea. It could be the police, no? Yes, Topaz said police officer. Yes, that's what I had in mind. Okay. Do you understand the word cambriolage?
Oui, madam.
Okay, so there was a robbery. Okay. And I would like to ask you a few questions, or I would like to ask you some questions. Qu'est-ce que vous faisiez à 19h vendredi soir? What were you doing at 7 p.m. Friday night? Avez-vous entendu quelque chose? Did you hear anything? D'accord, je vous remercie. All right, so here you are free to put anything, to write anything you want, but remember it's past tense. All right? So don't rush. It's past tense, okay? All right. So, Laure, for an instruction, normally we use the imperative, okay? Do this, come, etc. So you would have the imperative, not the for an instruction is the imperative, not the conditional. Okay?
Huh?
Yes, Arinaj? Arinaj, you're talking?
No, madam.
Oh, okay. Alors, Gabozani, j'étais chez moi à 19h. I don't like that because it doesn't say what you were doing. You're not answering the question. You're answering the question as to where were you at 7 p.m., which is not quite the same as what were you doing, okay? So you can continue, j'étais chez moi à 19h, and then you continue what you were doing, because this would be just half, okay? Alors, Laure, I don't agree with your answer because you need to look at the question. Qu'est-ce que vous faisiez? What tense is that? Qu'est-ce que vous faisiez? I'm talking to you, Raim, Arinaj, and Britney. Qu'est-ce que vous faisiez? What is that? What tense is that?
Madam, it sounds imperfect.
It's the imperfect, yes. So if I'm asking you a question with the imperfect, yes, Laure, as you said, it's imperfect. All right, so you have to come up with imperfect. Okay? So Topaz says, je faisais la vaisselle chez moi. Okay. À ce temps-là, it's not à ce temps-là, it's à ce temps-là is not the right expression. You want to say à ce moment-là. À ce moment-là. Yeah, temps-là. Ok, so Britney, you put bonjour monsieur, oh là là, quel dommage. Je suis restée chez moi, j'ai dormi toute la journée. Again, it's not imperfect, Britney. It's not imperfect. Alejandra, bonjour monsieur. Ne pas problème. I don't know what that means. Je suis sortie avec mes amis. Nous sommes allés au restaurant. OK. You're not quite answering the question. Qu'est-ce que vous faisiez? What were you doing? Alors, Katrina said, j'étais au cinéma avec mes amis à 19h. OK. But here again, you're saying where you were, but not what you were doing. All right. So you have to be careful because you could be losing points like that in a very silly manner because you're not paying attention to the actions. When you say you were somewhere, it's not doing, it's not the same thing. So Britney, oh bonjour monsieur, oh là là, quel dommage. Britney, why did you put the conditional? Ferais is the conditional. And remember, the conditional has the same form as the future, but in the first person singular, you would have an S in the conditional, okay? Christiana, je t'ai regardé à la télé doesn't mean anything at all. I don't know what tense that is. Je t'ai regardé doesn't exist, okay? Gabozani, je jouais du piano à 19h. Okay, I remember capital letter at the beginning and full stop at the end. Okay. Britney, so you say je faisais de la lecture. Yes, je faisais de la lecture. Okay. So, what about Rahim and Azrinaj?
Madam, give us Annie's memes.
Pardon?
Madam, give us Annie's memes.
Oh, it's you.
Yes, miss.
Okay, that's correct. Okay, I didn't realize it was you. Okay. So all the time I say Garbos, it was you.
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
All right. So je jouais du piano à 19h. Okay, I think that's the best I could see. Okay. Katrina is coming up now. Oui, j'étais au cinéma avec mes amis à 19h. Nous regardions Mission Impossible. Okay. Trust me, Katrina, the officer is not going to ask you which film you were watching. All right. Je regardais la télé à 19h. Okay, that can work. Je regardais la télé à 19h. Guys, you need to put a capital letter and a full stop. All right. Topaz is saying, bonjour monsieur, mon Dieu. Je faisais la vaisselle chez moi à ce moment-là. OK, I like that. OK. Bonjour monsieur. Mon Dieu. OK. Je faisais la vaisselle chez moi à ce moment-là. OK? Ça va?
Oui, madame.
Bon. Alors, when you said that, je faisais la vaisselle à ce moment-là, ou je faisais de la lecture à ce moment-là, he asks, avez-vous entendu quelque chose? So, what do you respond to that? Alors, Alejandra, you cannot put the passé composé. That's the reason why I use the imperfect. If the person is asking you a question in the imperfect, you have to respond in the imperfect, not the passé composé, because the person wants to know what you were doing at that particular time. Okay? But you're saying you did that, that's it. That's not the same. Okay? Alors, Britney, désolée, mais je n'ai pas entendu quelque chose. Okay, Britney doesn't have the accent, she said. Okay, now we're getting a capital letter and a full stop. Merci. Désolée, mais je n'ai pas entendu quelque chose. OK. Topaz is putting, mais non, malheureusement, j'entendais la musique avec mes écouteurs. OK. Yeah, why not? Mais non, malheureusement, j'entendais la musique. Oh, you mean j'écoutais. J'écoutais de la musique avec mes écouteurs. OK? J'écoutais, not j'entendais. What's the difference between entendre and écouter?
Miss, one means to hear and one means to listen.
Yes, but which one? Which one, Raim?
We say écouter means to listen and entendre means to hear.
That's right. So entendre is to hear, okay? So you don't hear music, you listen to music, okay? All right. Écouter is to listen to. Okay, très bien. All right, and the last thing. D'accord, je vous remercie. This one is not much to write. Alors, Gauss Boani. Ah oui, it's you. Oui, il n'y a pas de quoi. OK. Oui, je vous en prie, monsieur. OK. Bon, you got that. That's basically what I put. OK. So the first one, vendredi soir. So, you know, it's a dialogue. Vendredi soir. What did I say vendredi soir? Because we don't know which day it is now. OK. So, vendredi soir. Ah, eh bien, je regardais la télévision dans ma chambre. OK? Je regardais la télévision. Regardais is the imperfect. OK? Avez-vous entendu quelque chose? Non. Je regardais un bon film d'action. Il y avait beaucoup de bruit à la télé. So the noise I'm referring to is, you know, is the sound effect you have in action movies. Lot of explosions and so on. It's so noisy that you can't hear anything else. Okay. And then I finish with, as you put, je vous en prie, and you did even better. You put monsieur, which I forgot to put. So that's even better. Topaz said, pas de souci, monsieur. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Bien. Are you ready for some more translations?
Oui, madame.
Oui? Okay, we're coming to the end. I'm telling you already. But have you sat all your exams? Not yet, but I hope I will pass them all. So, okay, Anuradha, désolé monsieur, je n'ai rien entendu. Yes, that's very good. Okay, so first question, have you sat all your exams? What tense are you going to go for?
Miss, should it be the passé composé, miss?
Passé composé, okay. All right. But that's not what you put though.
Oui, madame.
Okay, so go back to your sentence. Est-ce que tu as fait tous les examens? Faire un examen, j'ai fait un examen, that would be me, creating an exam. Okay. Okay, Justine said, as-tu fini tous les examens? Okay, it's not, well, it's the same idea. It's not quite the translation, but why T-O-U-T, Justine? Kiana, tu as fait. What tense is that? Alors, Topaz, est-ce que tu as passé tous les examens? It's not quite, it's all your exam. You miss the your. You have to be very, you know, when you do translations, it's your exams. Okay. As-tu passé tous les examens? Where is the your, Whitney? All right. As-tu passé? Donc, tu as passé tous tes examens. As-tu passé tous tes examens? Okay. I think it's that one. As-tu passé tous tes examens? Okay. So, Brittany, where is the question mark? Okay, twos. Yeah, be careful. You can't have T-O-U-T and then the rest is plural. Okay. As-tu fini tous tes examens? Okay, you need to have T-O-U-S and not T-O-U-T. Okay, because it's plural. All right. So that the next one, not yet, but I hope I will pass them all. So to sit un examen is passer un examen, okay? Alors, Jonathan, bonjour mademoiselle, Okay, I thought it was the answer. Okay. Jonathan, there are videos on letters already for the exam. Okay. If you look at especially the lives, you're going to see several letters on different topics. Okay. So look at some of them and see if that can help you. So, you put pas encore, mais j'espère que je passerai les two. Not quite. Not quite. Non, mais je voudrais passer tous mes examens. But I don't understand why you still use passé. I've just said that passé means to sit an exam. Doesn't mean to pass. To sit means is passé. And that was obviously my trap. Okay? All right, pas encore, mais j'espère que je l'ai. I've got the answer here, coming from Lo. Pas encore, mais j'espère que je les réussirai. Ah, you missed the all. Still not quite right, Lo. Okay. Pas encore, mais j'espère que je l'ai tous. Ah, non. You can't say that to pass. No. Ok, Britney, pas encore, mais j'espère que what? Where is the I? Britney, I. Ok, pas encore, mais j'espère que je les réussirai tous. Ok? So tous is at the end. Britney, a sentence ends with
Full stop. Désolé, madame.
Ok, Topaz, pas encore, mais j'espère que je les réussirai tous. Yeah, you got them. Okay, you got it now. So you have to remember your tous for the all. Okay, so that's what it is. As-tu passé tous tes examens? Pas encore, mais j'espère que je les réussirai tous. All right, so that's basically what I wanted to give you, but I added, I hope it's in that slide, I added two sentences, and these are for those who want to push themselves a bit more. There's pluperfect and no, I'm not going to tell you what is there. It's a little bit more challenging, I should say. So these are the two sentences. They will be able to participate in the activities, although they are late. And the other one is, he said that he had learned French at the Alliance Française of Colombia. So how are you managing? Brittany, you have to read what you put. I don't want to see that at all. I'm not even reading it. Topaz, ils pourront participer aux activités bien qu'ils sont en retard. It's incorrect. Ok, Anuradha, pas encore, mais j'espère que you miss the U, réussirai. No, you miss the le and the to. I'm assuming that Anuradha, you're not in the Caribbean or you're quite far from where I live because the answers come back late. And generally it's because you're much further away from us. So you would need to go back to the video to see the answer because I've already put the answer for you. Okay. So Raim, not quite. First part is correct, not the second. Brittany, incorrect. Okay, that one I did say it was difficult because we don't necessarily go so much into it, but you need to know that after although, you always have the subjunctive. So if you have done the subjunctive, you can put the subjunctive, otherwise you won't be able to translate that sentence. Okay? So I'm going to put the answers there. Topaz is incorrect. Okay, I'm going to put the answer because this one I did say was difficult. Ils pourront participer aux activités bien qu'ils soient en retard. Soit is the subjunctive of to be, okay? And it's a requirement after although to put the subjunctive, okay? So that is if I'm really talking to those who want to write sentences which they feel they can manage. Okay, there's two issues here. The first one is participer au. So Raim, that was good. You did put participer au because very often people put something else, which I'm not going to say. All right, so you manage that. That's very good. The right preposition. And the bien que, you need to. So if you want to say although, make sure you don't use it if you don't know the subjunctive, okay? All right, because sometimes you're just going by what you want to say and you want to say although and it's not, you can't really use it. So Saint John, that's what I was just saying, is participer à. So you have to say participer à les. À les changes into aux activités, AUX. Donc, participer aux activités, not dans les, okay? If you say quoique, which also means bien que, you have to have the subjunctive. Okay, so that was for the subjunctive, but really don't bother too much about this. You can have a great one with no subjunctive at all. That's not the problem. All right. Now, the second one, he said that he had learned French at the Alliance Française of Colombia. So, Can you hear me?
Oui, madame.
Okay, I was out for a few seconds, so the whole thing disappeared. Sorry about this. Okay. All right, Katrina, il a dit qu'il not quite Katrina. Topaz, il a dit you can't put que il avait appris le français à l'Alliance en Colombie. Not quite. Il a dit qu'il avait appris le français à l'Alliance en Colombie. Il a dit qu'il avait. Okay. So basically, you got the right tense, which is what I was interested in. Okay. So, il a dit. Okay, I'll put the last one or the one I'm seeing. Il a dit qu'il avait appris le français à l'Alliance française en Colombie. I would say de Colombie for the off, but that's not a big issue. Brittany, a sentence starts with
a capital letter and ends with
and ends with a
full stop. So I'm very sorry.
And I'm because it might be that on the day you don't put that either, you know. Maybe with your pen it will be easier, I don't know, but students forget that. So that's the reason why I'm behind you with that. Okay? Donc, il a dit qu'il avait appris. Okay? So, can you explain to me, Brittany, why you put qu'il avait appris? What tense is it and why?
Miss, it's the pluperfect tense, Miss, and it's used to describe things for events that had happened further back in the past.
Okay, it's the pluperfect. So, can you repeat what you said?
It's used to describe events that had happened further back in the past.
Back. Okay, all right. Okay, I agree with that. Okay, you understand that, guys?
Oui, madame.
Okay, so we're talking about the past tense. So it's two actions. So the first one is the saying, and the second one is the learning. But the learning happened before the saying. Okay, so that's the reason why we have the pluperfect. It's pluperfect means more in the past. As she said, further. How did you put it? Further. How did you put it, Brittany? You said that it was further in the past. I think that's how you said it. Okay. So further in the past means plus means more. Okay. And that's why you have that. Okay. All right. Okay, so guys, that's all I have for you for today. How are you feeling?
Okay, Miss.
I hate that word. Okay, because it's not, for me, it's not a word.
Désolé, madame.
So, how are you feeling, guys? Come on.
Well, my mind was apparently refreshed with all this French. That's it.
Okay. You see, there's a lot in that because you wanted something on the tenses. Did that help you? Or do you think that it wasn't what you were expecting, or what kind of expectation did you have?
Mr. believe it helped me, Mr. The tenses a lot, miss, because it showed me some of the structures and how to structure certain things, like what things not to use when you're using certain words, like in the present tense after you use when you don't do certain things, miss, things like that, miss.
Okay. So you have to make sure that you made a note of all this so that should you have that in the exam, you don't make the mistake. Okay?
Oui, madame.
Mhm. Yes. All right. So, guys, I hope you enjoy yourself still. Okay. Please remember when you write, you need to remember your punctuation. Okay. All right. So, just a quick recap. Quick recap. Present tense. Anything which has to do with now, present tense. If you want to say or you want to use the present continuous, I am doing something, you know that the way we say it in French is je suis en train de. Okay, but if you don't want to go down that route, you just use the present tense and that's it. Use what you know is correct. There's no point trying to, you know, during the exam, it's not when you're going to try things. Today, you could try it. That was the best time to try. But you don't do these things. On the day of the exams, you only use what you know for sure is going to work. Okay? Then the ones I suspect you're going to be struggling a little bit with is the past tense, because it could be the passé composé, it could be the pluperfect, it could be the imperfect. Which one to use? Remember, completed action, what is it? Bang action. Okay? Bang action. Now for the imperfect in grammar means not completed. When we say not completed, it means at the time, okay? Because if I'm talking about an action which is past, it's completed anyway. But at the time, it wasn't completed. So if I say I was doing something, I was washing up the dishes when I heard a noise, the hearing of the noise interrupted my action. So at the time, it wasn't completed. And that's the reason why we say imperfect. Okay? And also the imperfect is used when we use it a lot, you know, in the, I don't know if you noticed, but when you were given texts this year or last year, they use a lot of imperfect in there because they're referring to actions which are habits. Okay, the person did this and that, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you know, it's a habit. So if it's a habit in the past, you have to use the imperfect because the passé composé is a bang action, but it happens once and that's it. It's not a habit. If you want to make it as a habit, you have to say this happened several times and you have to use the word several times. Okay? Otherwise, it's going to be the imperfect. And the pluperfect, as Britney say, you have two actions in the past, but one is much further in the past than the other. So you're going to have avait plus the passé composé, what is it? So you have the to have or to be and the past participle. The past participle, that's what I was looking for. Okay? So remember, the past participle you're using for the passé composé is the same past participle you're going to use for the pluperfect, you know. Nothing different.
Oui, madame.
Okay?
Oui, madame.
Okay, so before closing, I just would like to remind you that having the tenses is one thing, having the vocabulary is another. Okay? So if you go on French Action on Instagram, you can revise your vocabulary as of tomorrow. Okay? So tomorrow you can start with your first 3 words. Okay? And remember what I said to you, all those words were in past papers, CSEC past papers. So it's not words which I just decided to give you just like that. Most of them were in the past papers, and I added those which could be used as well. Okay?
Oui, madame.
D'accord? Bien. So a big thank you to the 3 of you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Are we going to have another one? I don't know, because it all depends on whether or not I have students. If students are not there, I'm not going to come and do that on my own, because I don't need practice. You do. All right. So it's all to do it's all to do with whether or not I get students. Okay. But you know that there's three things to do. You have the situations. That is one. You have the letter, and I'm not talking about the reading comprehension. Reading comprehension is the part you probably do best. And then you have the contextual dialogue. Okay, so it's quite a lot to do in a short period of time. So, okay.
Oui, madame.
Alors, bonne soirée. I say thank you to you, but also thank you to our audience and their participation. That was very good. We can see that some students are ready for their exam, so that's very good. And if it's not an exam you're taking, that's not a problem. Writing is one of the skills we have to be good at in a language. Okay, so I say goodbye to you. Au revoir et à très bientôt. D'accord.
Au revoir.
Au revoir, madame.
Oh, madame.
Au revoir.